Hey guys, what's happening? It's Ken and Christy. Say hello, honey.
Hey.
We are cruising along in Dothan, Alabama, as you can see. And we spent about a week here. I wanted to give you guys a rundown of what we found, where we're going, and what's going on. On the way down, it took us about 3 days, a little over 3 days to get down here. It's about 1,400 miles from Connecticut. And we basically just made a beeline down here. Didn't stop at a lot of shops on the way down because we had the cats with us. And we wanted to get them to Christy's daughter's house before we started stopping places. We spent about a week at the AOK campground here. We hit the gym pretty much every day except for today, which was awesome. We haven't been hitting the gym at home because the COVID stuff, but we decided, you know, working out in the dungeon gym was getting old, and obviously don't have a gym with us, so we have the time because we're traveling. And at the campground here, we hooked up, went to the local Planet Fitness every day, went out to dinner a lot, toured the area. If you've never been to Dothan, Alabama, it's called the Circle City for a reason. There's an actual road, the Ross something circle, that travels around the whole city, and it's known for the medical offices. Those are all medical buildings over here. It's a big medical college area, but it's also got a history of motorcycles that's steeped in tradition and history. There's a Harley-Davidson dealer I did a video at that you probably may have already watched, and they have they're the number 18 Harley-Davidson dealer ever in the country, and they're the grandfather that started it, Dutch. He's 88 years old, still shows up and works there, and his son, who's probably my age, runs a place now. Awesome dealership, check them out. There's a Dothan Power Sports, Kawasaki, Honda, Suzuki dealer. We went there. We didn't do a video there because it was kind of like a dance floor. They had no inventory. They were pretty much sold out. There's been problems getting inventory for Japanese bikes all across the country because with the COVID, everybody's been buying motorcycles like hotcakes, and they only made so many, and the factories were shut down for a while too. So there's an inventory shortage all over, not just down here, all over the country. So if you Google motorcycle shops, go on Google and Google motorcycle shops in Dothan. There's about 10 shops here. One of the reasons we got a slow start is everything was closed between New Year's and our Christmas and New Year's Day, which happened to fall on, I think, a Friday, and then they were all closed Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, so the first almost week we were here, the shops were closed. So Christy got to spend some time with her daughter, and we traveled around, checked a lot of places out. This is a retail megalopolis. Everywhere you look in Dothan, Alabama, every store you ever thought of, Burger King, McDonald's, Krispy Kreme donuts, Dunkin' Donuts, Outback Steakhouse, every restaurant you've ever thought of or heard of, they're here. All the big box stores are here, Home Goods and Home Depot, and everything you'd ever think of. And then all the auto dealers are here too. Everything from Hyundai to Honda to everything. Every major manufacturer has put their stake out here in Dothan. There's heavy equipment shops. It's a huge retail district. But if you get off the circle here and go 5 miles, it's Alabama country. We were 3 miles off the circle at the AOK campground, which was a 150-acre farm, the campground in the middle, and probably 100 head of beef-fed cattle. And they sell the steaks there. So we've been eating a lot, eating like kings, eating the beef-fed or grass-fed longhorn steaks pretty much almost every day, even sometimes for breakfast. So it's been a cool experience being here. I got to meet some really cool people. You'll see some videos, if you haven't already, of the shops around here. 10 shops. Of course, Dothan Power Sports I mentioned. We just left LA Audio, Larry Adams, LA Audio, world record, but world champion in custom motorcycle sound systems, mainly for baggers, but he does them for pretty much everything. Check out his video. Accurate Engineering is here. They're one of the world's best panhead engine builders. Of course, there's the Dothan Harley-Davidson dealership. We went there. We went to Cycle Service. Alan is the owner there, a local shop, repair shop, second generation. Lots of mostly Japanese bikes there. Unfortunately, one of the other shops we wanted to go see, Area 51 Customs, They do high-end custom motorcycles. The guy was on a hunting trip. He wasn't here, so we didn't get to see him. But we met a lot of local people. Everybody's really friendly down here in Alabama, probably friendlier than in Connecticut. I don't know if it's the warm weather. They don't get snow down here, but they're just...
Everyone's polite here.
Everybody's polite here. It's kind of a little bit different culture. So we were going to stop at Beasley Honda. I called him up, but he said he sold out, no inventory, so no sense in going there. We're heading north now. We have 15 or so more stops to make on this tour of the motorcycle shops down here, and we're going to end up in Daytona at Bike Week in the first week of March. We're coming back, obviously. We're coming back to Connecticut for the auction that we're having at the museum February 12th, 13th, and 14th. I'll be back probably the 2nd or 3rd, and Junior and I will be filming all the bikes we purchased for the 10 days prior. Our goal is 300 bikes. I purchased quite a few bikes on the trip already. I've got a list here I'll rattle off for you so you know what's coming, and there's more on the way. Now in Birmingham, Alabama, that's our next stop. I also Googled motorcycle dealerships in Birmingham, Alabama, and what came up? Confederate Cycles. If you know anything about Performance V-Twins, they are one of the most high-performance V-Twin American-made motorcycles ever. It's a Harley-style motor, but they just took it to another level. Stay tuned, because I'm going to be doing a tour of their place. And, of course, we're going to the Barber Museum, which to me is, you know, I own the New England Motorcycle Museum, obviously, so going to the Barber Museum is like... it's like, well, like Graceland for Elvis fans, I guess, you know. The Barber Museum is the world's best motorcycle museum, bar none. And I'm going to go spend a couple of days there and scope it out and get you guys some killer videos of some killer vintage bikes, so stay tuned for that. If you're down south and you're a racer, you probably know Tony Johnson. If you don't, check out the video. Tony Johnson's going to be helping me out. He's got a home-based shop, and he's got a big fenced-in yard with a giant pit bull, and we're going to be dropping one of our containers there and filling it up with bikes. Tony's going to be picking up bikes for us down here. We bought a whole bunch of bikes. Tony hooked me up with a lot of local people. Being a racer his whole life, he's met pretty much everybody in the race scene around here. All the dealerships know him. He worked at dealerships here for decades. He's 60 years old, and now he's doing his own thing, and him and I are going to team up and be pulling a lot of bikes out of the Alabama area to bring back to the museum and the restoration shop to rebuild, restore, and resell. So looking forward to working with Tony. Check out our video if you want to know about him, the Tony Johnson racer, his history of motorcycles. Here's a list of the bikes were parked, so I can read this. An MR50 Honda, an RT100 Yamaha, a DR350 Suzuki, an SL100 Honda, a Honda Gyro, which is a three-wheeler I've never even knew existed, KDX 80 Kawasaki, an 80 KZ1000, an 81 KZ1000, a 75 Yamaha 650, a 1990 ZX9, a Kawasaki VNL 800, an 87 FZ750 Yamaha, a 94 Harley-Davidson Dyna Lowrider, and I just bought a kind of a historic machine, a 77 XLCH Harley-Davidson 1000 Sportster that was owned by a roadie from the Doors that has one of their last tickets at the Doors show clear-coated into the paint job, which is kind of cool. And on the way down, we met with our friend Gil in Pennsylvania. We bought a 68 Triumph Factory Flat Tracker, an SL100 Honda, a 71 Armaki 350, an 84 ASCAT 500, and a 72 XL70. And from his neighbor, a CT110. And we're also picking up a 99 FXR4, one of the last years of the Harley-Davidson FXR. If you know and watch us, you know I love Ironhead Sportsters, Dynas, and of course FXRs are my favorite. But it's a CVO Harley-Davidson FXR that one of you guys who watches our channel called me about, and Junior's going to pick that one up. We also bought, we're also partnering with a young man from Pennsylvania who's a mechanical engineer and got laid off because of COVID and started his own business fixing up old bikes like we do. And I just bought his entire inventory of bikes, all Kawasaki's. I bought the 84 GPZ 750, the bike that was featured in the Top Gun movie. I think that's the same one, looks just like it, the 84 GPZ 750, a 75 KZ 400, a 77 KZ 400, and a Kawasaki Zephyr 700, which kind of looks like a looks very similar to an Eddie Lawson replica style bike. Also, 2 other KZ400s, a KZ250 and a KZ440, all from the same guy, 9 bikes. And he's going to do kind of like what Jeff Castine did. He offered to restore bikes for us. So we'll drop off a trailer load, he'll fix them up, get them running, and then we'll come back and pick them up in addition to buying bikes from him. So if you haven't heard, Jeff Castine from All Sport Cycle, we've been outsourcing bikes to, sold his shop and his house and is moving into the Bixby house right next door to the mill with Junior, and bringing his dyno and all his high-end equipment down. And he's been with us for a couple months now. 3 days a week he's coming on full-time. And this other guy who was watching us kind of said he'd like to do the same thing with us. So we're looking to partner with people in the industry, like-minded individuals that love motorcycles. We want to bring our company from a 1,000 motorcycles a year to 3,000 motorcycles a year, and that's not going to happen with just me out buying bikes or just Junior or Billy. We need help, so we're partnering with people. We're looking for people down south specifically because we got a lot of pipelines of bikes coming from up north. We want bikes from down south, especially in the winter months when it's really cold up north. So if you are in south of the Mason-Dixon line and you're into motorcycles and you're watching this video, give me a call, 860-916-9784. Basically text me pictures of the bikes you have for sale, and we'll get in touch. Hopefully you have pricing information. Let me know what you got. We're looking to buy bikes, collections and or onesie twosies, but the more the merrier. I almost left off the first deal, which Junior said it's his deal because he landed the plane, but I found it, so but we'll give him the credit. 34 motorcycles, all big 700cc or bigger street legal bikes, Japanese bikes from the late 70s and early 80s. 34 bikes from one collector who passed away. Somebody bought the whole estate, and then we bought the bikes from him after he cherry picked a few of them. All those bikes will be in the Valentine's Day auction that we got coming up February 12th, 13th, and 14th. So I just added it up. It's been 63 motorcycles that we've actually closed the deal on and purchased and paid for. 63 bikes in 14 days. I knew unplugging from the day-to-day stuff at the shop was key to us to take it to the next level, clearly. And that's what we've done. All I've been doing is focusing on buying bikes. When I'm at the shop, there's major distractions. People come in to see the museum. They want to talk about their vintage bikes like the ones I have, and I always got to give everybody the time of day that travels to see us. But there's really not much time left for work during the day with people visiting the shop and the museum, and I get involved in everything. You know, every bike we're rebuilding, I got to get my hands on it, you know, and maybe I micromanage too much. So I knew the key to us taking this to the next level was me getting out of there and letting Junior and Kyle, who was promoted to the second in charge. Kenny's in charge. He's running the whole operation, cutting the checks, doing the titles, everything. Well, he's been doing that for years anyways, but he's running it. I'm not there. So Kyle running he's a project manager, so every bike that comes in, Kyle has his hands on every step of the way, from purchase to detail shop to service to sales showroom to out the door. It's all Kyle handles all that. We also promoted Ronnie to detail manager, so he's got 5 guys working underneath him. Mario came aboard, world-class mechanic. He used to work with us, Mario Testa. He's also a pro racer, motocross racer. He came aboard. Guys are coming on the team, joining forces with some kick-ass guys, and our core team's really solid. Kyle's been with me for 5 years. Junior's been with me for 21 years, literally. And working full-time at the shop since he was basically 13. So we got a good team together. The boys are going to make it happen with or without me there. They've proven they can do it. So I'm out buying bikes. I'm out meeting you guys on the road. Don't be shy. Call me. You got bikes. Your neighbors got bikes. If you're along the 95 corridor, anywhere from Canada to Florida, I'm focusing mostly East Coast this winter, down south. So give us a call. So like I said, over 60 motorcycles purchased in 2 weeks, and that was while the bike shops, a lot of them were closed. So that's more than I normally would purchase. Normally we're purchasing 60 to 100 bikes a month, 150, but to purchase 60 in 2 weeks, hey, that's a good start. And this is all from people we normally wouldn't have dealt with. We're branching out, going to a different geography to try to make it happen. So it's exciting. It's been a lifelong dream of mine to do this. My dad did this. He was going to Florida and buying Harleys when he was younger, before we were born, and bringing them up north, buying them down south and bringing them up north and selling them. So kind of following in his footsteps. So our next stop is the Barber Museum, which is going to be awesome. And also a collector up there has got inherited a BSA and a Triumph. We're going to Confederate Cycles, as I mentioned. We're going to Busa Bikes. We're going to Big No. 1 Motorcycles. We're going to Max Motorsports, and then Riders Harley Davidson in Alabama, Birmingham. That's our next stops. So after Birmingham, Alabama, we're going to, where are we going? After the Barber Museum, we're going to be going to Atlanta, Georgia. There's a collector there with 200 motorcycles, old timer who's been around the AHMRA forever. That's a friend of Jay Crandall's, the guy that we bought his collection off of. Jay referred us to him, so we're going to go see him. He's ready to sell some of his bikes, I believe. Then we're going to Hope Mills, North Carolina, for a couple of vintage Hondas and a 1924 Harley Davidson. Then we're going to Aiken, South Carolina to hang out with Christy's dad for a day or two. On our way back up, we're going to hit up the Maggie Valley, North Carolina Wheels Through Time Motorcycle Museum. That's been on my bucket list for a long time. Well, we're going to LB Trailers in Renaissance, Alabama. Wait till you get a load of the motorcycle haulers they got there, because a lot of the lifestyle of doing what we do, you know, racing and or going to motorcycle events, showing bikes, going to vintage events, going to Laconia, Daytona, Sturgis, all the big rallies, you gotta haul your bikes there usually because it's snowing where we're coming from, and sometimes you don't want to ride. You need a place to stay when you get there. So a big part of the lifestyle of doing what we're doing is having the proper truck. You need a diesel dually to, well, you should have a diesel dually to haul a big trailer. We've got, I think, 5 trailers now: small, medium, large, and extra large. We got a 44-foot triaxle, a 36-foot triaxle, a 20-footer, so and a couple of smaller trailers. So I like going to trailer dealers and checking out all the new, in this place, LB Trailers. Check them out online. We're not going to believe the stuff they got there. They've got some killer motorcycle haulers. So we're going to hit LB Trailers, and we're also going to go to the RV show they're having in Tampa, Florida, on January 13th to the 16th. We're going to Brooksville, Florida, to Croom. If you ever heard of Croom, Google Croom. It's an off-road riding area. I bought my XR650 with me, and I'm meeting up with a friend there who's got a motorcycle rental company, and he's got like 4 CR500s he wants to sell, so that's a no-brainer going to visit him. So we're going to Live Oak, Florida, to a 10-acre farm that our major shipping partner James has. James is talking about letting us use his 3-car garage to store bikes there, so we're gonna go check that out. We might use that as a shipping hub. We have Dothan, Alabama set up with Tony Johnson collecting bikes for us, and then we got James in Live Oak, Florida, so trying to set up a couple distribution points to get bikes shipped up north. Then we're going to, I think, head home. There's some motocross racing going down here. The Winter Am Series starts this weekend. We're going to try to hit a couple of Gainesville and Ocala, I think. A couple other tracks have motocross races. So we'll have motocross races, bike shops, motorcycle museums, trailer dealerships, private collections, all coming your way. Guys, if you're wondering what we're doing, that's it, man. The first week was kind of a slow start because everything was closed between New Year's and Christmas and New Year's. But it's full steam ahead from here on out. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, like this video, share it. Helps us with the YouTube algorithm to grow the channel. And if you got bikes for sale, give us a call. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, as always. God bless America. Keep the faith, folks. Things may be tough now. It always gets better if you hang in there. Don't quit before the miracle. Do what you love to do. Do it right. Take care. God bless.